Good evening, folks. It's that time again, Thursday evening. So another 10 football questions, which hopefully some of you might get involved and have a go at some of the questions. So see how that works out, and obviously if you're on the ball with the answer. So I'll not mess about too much. I'll go on with it and do the questions as I do. I read them out, and then I read them out, give the answer or give the possible answers, and then I'll go back over them and give the answers at that stage. So, question one: who is the only man to have scored a goal in Stephen Kenny's 8 games in charge of Ireland? Is it Shane Duffy? Is it Robbie Brady? Or is it Conor Hourihane? Question 2. Who were crowned the first winners of the UEFA Nations League in 2019? Was it Holland, Portugal, or Switzerland? Question 3. For which Portuguese club did Eusebio play? Was it Benfica, was it Porto, or was it Sporting Lisbon? Or Sporting Lisbon, as I put in there, like a clown. Question 4. Which Northern Irish team play their home games at Windsor Park? Is it Linfield, is it Glentoran, or is it Crusaders? Question 5. For which team did Jermaine Defoe score in 10 successive games whilst on loan in 2000-2001? Was it Leyton Orient, was it Barnet, was it Bournemouth? Question 6. Who are the only Canadian team to win the MLS Cup? Is it Montreal Impact, Toronto FC, or Vancouver Whitecaps? Question 7. Juventus's Juan Cuadrado plays international football for which nation? Is it Mexico, Colombia, or Ecuador? Question 8. Which Scandinavian team have qualified for the most World Cups? Is it Sweden, Denmark, or Norway? Question 9. Which team won the 2019 Asian Cup? Was it Japan, Iran, or Qatar? Question 10. Which European team did Luis Suarez play for first? Was it Ajax, was it Groningen, or was it Vitesse? So I'll give a couple of minutes in just if anybody's answering questions. If you want, you can put a comment in, either with your answers or if there's a question you want me to ask again before I go back over them. So you can comment, and as I say, I'll pick up the comments and ask questions, or put your answers up here and let everybody see how you done. Just give it another couple of seconds here just before I give it another couple of seconds just before I start with answers in. So question 1 again then was, who is the only man to have scored a goal in Stephen Kenny's 8 games in charge of Ireland? Is it Shane Duffy, Robbie Brady, or was it Conor Hourihane? Quite a disastrous record for Stephen Kenny so far in charge of Ireland. I believe it was actually in his first game that they scored a goal. It was a header. It was a late equaliser against Bulgaria away from home, and probably unsurprisingly, once I mentioned that it was a header, it was Shane Duffy. Yeah. So, question 2: Who were crowned the first winners of the UEFA Nations League in 2019? Holland, Portugal, or Switzerland? So the competition was held in Portugal, and these three teams, Holland, Portugal, Switzerland, and England, were in the competition. Portugal beat Switzerland in the semi-final, and Holland beat England in a semi-final, and Portugal ended up beating Holland. Portugal beat Holland 1-0 in the final. So Portugal, as hosts, won the first ever UEFA Nations League. Incidentally, the second round of second UEFA Nations League, none of the four teams that were in the finals the last time made it again. So there's definitely obviously going to be a new winner. And I think at the minute, I think I've seen that they're hosting it in Italy, between the San Siro and the Juventus Stadium in Turin. So I think that's like maybe sometime around this time next year, maybe October next year. So, for which Portuguese club did Eusebio play? Was it Benfica? Was it Porto? Was it Sporting Lisbon? Not Sporting Lisbon. Really should have fixed that by now. But anyway, yeah, the answer was Benfica. Actually, a fantastic story behind it. Eusebio was playing for a team in Mozambique, who were basically like a feeder team for Sporting Lisbon, and the Benfica coach at the time, Bela Gutmann, he was talking to a friend who was going on a tour of Mozambique, and asked him if there was any. They were going on a tour of Africa, and he asked him if there was any players that were like of Portuguese, any of the Portuguese colonies, to let him know. So he seen Eusebio, and he told him, and basically Benfica had to keep him in a house that they owned in the Algarve, because Sporting Lisbon were trying to sweep him up, even after Benfica had signed him. So there was quite a bit of a nightmare about it, but it's an interesting story. So, question 4: Which Northern Irish team play their home games at Windsor Park? Linfield, Glentoran, Crusaders. Glentoran play at the Oval, Crusaders play at Seaview, and the Linfield play at Windsor Park, or as it's now known, the National Stadium at Windsor Park, whatever it is. Question 5: For which team did Jermaine Defoe score in 10 successive games whilst on loan in 2000-2001? Leighton Orient, Barnet, or Bournemouth? It was Bournemouth, who obviously they weren't in the Premier League back then. I'm not sure whether it was the Championship or League One, but like it was down the divisions a wee bit, and he scored 10 in a row. It was also quite young then, you know. So there was a lot of talk about him back then. Obviously went on to have a good career. Who are the only Canadian team to win the MLS Cup? Was it Montreal Impact, was it Toronto FC, or was it Vancouver Whitecaps? The answer is it was the Toronto FC. Sure, I remember like the last couple of years they had like Giovinco, the Italian, and he performed really well for them, scored a lot of goals, and it was one of those years. I think it was 2017 or 2018. 2017, I think they won. But yeah, they're the only Canadian team to do so. Juventus's Juan Cuadrado plays international football for which nation? Mexico, Colombia, or Ecuador? He plays for Colombia, so it's pretty straightforward. Question 8. Oh, where did we go? Here we are. Which Scandinavian team have qualified for the most World Cups? Sweden, Denmark, or Norway? It's actually very comfortably Sweden. They've been at 12 World Cups, while Denmark have been at 5 and Norway have been at 3. So yeah, the answer is Sweden, and it's by quite a margin. Which team won the 2019 Asian Cup? Japan, Iran, or Qatar? Traditionally, Japan and Iran would be two of the big hitters in Asia, but the winners of the 2019 competition were actually Qatar. It was quite interesting. The tournament was played in the UAE, and they've got like I think it's them in Saudi Arabia have got like an embargo against Qatar, so like they weren't allowed any fans into the grounds. They weren't allowed any travel and support, etc. But they, I think they actually beat the UAE in the semi-finals. I think it was. They beat them. I think it was like 4-1 or something. But they went on and beat Japan in the final, and won the Asian Cup, which obviously was good preparation for hosting the World Cup in a couple of years. And I think actually this time in 2 years the World Cup will be on. So things could get even weirder after COVID. Final question for this week. Which European team did Luis Suarez play for first? Was it Ajax? Was it Groningen? Was it Vitesse? He never played for Vitesse. They were just thrown in to make up the numbers. His first European club was actually Groningen, who he signed for and played for one season in 2006-2007. And then he went to Ajax, where he stayed there for 4 years, 2007 to 2011. And then obviously went to Liverpool, went to Barcelona, and he's now at Atletico Madrid and is currently suffering with COVID-19 after I think he was tested positive, possibly on international duty. But that's the quiz for this week. 10 questions. If you played along the whole way through there, feel free to send the comments through. Tell me how you get on, and it's always good to have interaction. So let me know how the quiz is for you, if you're enjoying it, if you'd rather it was sport again, or I don't know, just any improvements, anything you think could improve, let me know. I'm always interested to hear. So that's everything for the quiz tonight. So thanks for watching, and hopefully should be back next Thursday night. So thank you.